Amazon is taking on thousands of new workers here in Australia to cope with the increased demand. That's only going to get more as we run into the Christmas period. And of course, Christmas is a time for gift giving, and Amazon in Australia is a #1 online destination for toys here in Australia. So if you're selling toys, you stand to make a lot of money. But how the hell do you get started selling toys here in Australia? What's the requirements to do that on Amazon? In this video, I'm going to show you. I'm also going to give you a couple of wholesalers who I like in the toy category. Now, if you like this kind of content where I'm helping you make money online, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and that way I'll know you want more content like this, you want more information like this, and consider as well subscribing to my YouTube channel. That way you won't miss out on any of this money-making information. If you've got any questions or comments, just comment below and I'll speak to you now. Heaps of people shop on Amazon to get their toys, but what most people don't realize is it's actually at this time of year fairly convoluted to get yourself ungated for toys. So I want to talk about how you go about doing that. How do you get yourself ungated for toys? Okay, so first thing to note is that with toys, if you ship FBM, fulfilled by merchant, then it's actually much more difficult to get yourself ungated to sell. So all categories on Amazon, regardless of how easy or hard you actually think it is, all categories are, Amazon thinks of them as gated categories. Some categories are fairly easy. You just have to kind of say you want to sell something, Amazon checks it out, and yeah, you can sell that thing. So they're fairly easy to get ungated. Some of them, like toys, it depends on the time of year. So this time of year coming up into Christmas, it's much harder to get ungated. And others, like watches, for instance, it's really difficult to get ungated for them, okay? But toys is one of those things which is usually pretty easy, but at this time of year specifically, it's much more harder. So here's the things you must comply with. But this is only if you're FBM. Like if you're FBA, it's a piece of piss relative to being FBM, okay? So you must have made your first sale on Amazon by September of this year. So right now, you must have already sold. And I assume that's because they don't want brand new people coming onto Amazon and ripping people off. So you've already got to make your first sale if you're FBM. That doesn't apply if you're FBA. You can sell at any time. And you must have processed and shipped a minimum of 25 products prior to your application for selling on toys. And again, that's just so they can see that you know what the hell you're doing, and you're not going to get heaps and heaps of complaints. But if you're FBA, none of that applies. Okay, so I thought what would be kind of cool would be to hopefully give you some tips, and also I want to give you some suppliers about how to get yourself started and up and running. So big tip is this: to get ungated on Amazon for most categories, but because we're talking about toys, I'll just kind of keep it to toys, but this is applicable for everything, okay? The easiest way of doing that is by wholesaling an established product from an Aussie wholesaler. So a wholesaler based in Australia, legitimate, good business, go and buy what Amazon calls a commercial quantity of product from them, which, as far as I can work out, is a minimum of 10 units. Now, it doesn't actually say anywhere what a commercial quantity is, but as far as I can work out, it's 10 units, okay? So go and buy a commercial quantity of the product, and then use the commercial invoice that you get to apply to get ungated. So, interesting thing, there's two kinds of invoice that you get. One is called a pro forma invoice, and the other is a commercial invoice, and we probably have all heard of those, although you may not be aware of the difference. So pretty simple. Pro forma invoice is kind of like getting a quote for something. Okay, like if you get a quote for something, typically they'll send you a pro forma invoice. It doesn't mean that you've ordered and paid for the thing. It means that they've given you a price, an indicative price for the things, kind of like getting a quote. Versus a commercial invoice, which is what you get when you pay for the thing. They send you an invoice, that's a commercial invoice. So to get ungated, you need a commercial invoice, okay? And a commercial quantity of stuff with a commercial invoice. As far as I can tell, it doesn't matter if you're a sole trader, it doesn't matter if you're a Pty Ltd company, that doesn't seem to have any bearing whatsoever on whether or not you can get ungated for something. It may have a bearing on whether or not the wholesaler will sell you the things, but as far as Amazon's concerned, as long as you've got an ABN and a Seller Central account, you're good as gold. They're happy to kind of let you get on there. So yeah. All right, so here's two of my favorite suppliers in this. I'll give you these links. So the first one is Kaleidoscope Toys. Dudettes have more taste. Yeah, they do have more taste. Yeah, they do. I agree. Who is that? Gail. Yes. All right. So that's the two that I really, really like. Okay. And both of these, last time I checked anyway, will let you sell on Amazon. So unless they've updated their policies, why would they? But if they have, I do apologize. But last time I checked, you were okay to sell on Amazon, and Amazon is okay with invoices, commercial invoices from them to get ungated, okay? To get ungated. So, any questions on that? Give it a shot. Like if you're just getting started and you're kind of new here and you're thinking, what the hell am I going to sell? It's a great way of getting yourself started and just getting something up on Amazon. And coming into Christmas, it's an awesome time to be selling this kind of product as well. So that was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. There's over 2,500 of us and growing. We're the fastest growing community of e-commerce entrepreneurs here in Australia with combined sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and come along and join us, check out the link below, which is www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au, or you can just Google Aussie Online Entrepreneurs and you'll find us that way. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.